Welcome to Post-Secondary Planning Night. Remember that you can always sign up for Remind to get notifications from the counseling department by texting at SoHi2020 to the number 81010.
Also note, if you haven't been to Counselor's Corner, you go to the KPBSD website, click on Schools, select Soldotna High School, and then click Counselor's Corner. This has all information. It has our presentations that you're watching right now. It has field trip forms, permission slips, all kinds of information. This is a great resource. All things that we do are posted on this site.
So we just wanted to mention that the 4-year plan credit requirements, I think everybody knows that and is aware of that, and it's in PowerSchool. But if you're going to be going on to college or post-secondary, we recommend that you go above and beyond that and take an additional year of science, an additional year of math, or just follow the Alaska Performance Scholarship guidelines.
So for Jumpstart for juniors and seniors, remember that if you're interested in taking classes out of KPC, to get the Jumpstart rate, you can take up to 2 classes per semester. We suggest you meet with an advisor to talk about classes that might be useful for your future career. Also, you'll need to take either the AccuPlacer for the English class or ALEX for math placement. Fill out the Jumpstart paperwork and then register for classes. Also now, students take a 100 level or higher class at KPC. You can get a 1 full credit at SoHi versus a half credit.
We do have recommended timelines for each grade level and a focus for each grade level, and those are available in the Post-Secondary Advising Guide and also on Counselor's Corner. You can also look on College Board to get a customized planning guide for your grade level. When we talk about post-secondary education, we're including all of the different types of post-secondary options, including apprenticeship programs where you get paid to become a carpenter or a welder or a plumber, or even a beautician, any of those things. We also are including flight schools, career and technical vocational schools such as AvTech, and community colleges or junior colleges, which are typically 2 years, and a traditional 4-year university and beyond.
Considerations when looking at schools would be, what are the admissions requirements? Have I met them? Do the programs I'm interested in, are they offered there? Size and location, rural versus urban. What is the cost? What are the financial aid that school's offering? Am I required to be in the dorm as a freshman? And what's the employment rate? Some terms that you might want to be familiar with as your student starts filling out applications. Early decision would be you've applied in early fall, already of now, and you learn of your decision in December. If accepted, you have to withdraw all of their applications. I tell students only do this if you're 100% certain that's where you want to go because you're financially bound once you've done early decision. Early action is you apply in the fall, you don't learn until January, but it's not as binding and you can withdraw your decisions. Most commonly, the admissions that are used by students are regular admissions. They check with the college for the deadline and apply, or rolling admissions, you apply at the beginning in the fall of your senior year and the decision is made as soon as you complete your application. The last ones are open admissions. We wanted students to be aware of. All qualified applicants would be admitted, such as UAA. Deferred admissions, if students are accepted and want to take a gap year, please check with the college to make sure what that process is. And there's also a wait list if you're qualified, but you're maybe placed on a list because the school's accepted its allotment of applicants.
Remember to be really thorough in the application process. Complete all the aspects that they are asking of you. Make sure that you plan ahead if you're going to need to submit letters of recommendation. Meet all your deadlines, send your transcripts, and send your test scores. I would narrow it down to 5 or 6 schools to apply to, no matter what type of school you're thinking about. You could maybe have a couple of reach or dream schools that exceed your academic profile, some on-target schools that meet or match your academic profile, and then maybe a couple of safety schools that where your profile exceeds their freshman profile. And remember that most schools have a fee of at least $40 to $50 to apply, so narrowing it down to 5 or 6 is recommended. No matter what option you choose, you're going to have to take some kind of post-secondary assessment. We do offer the practice SAT here at SoHi, but you'll need to take the SAT or the ACT for traditional 4-year colleges. You may need to take the AccuPlacer or the ALEX if you're going to go to the University of Alaska system. The ASVAB, the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery for the military, or the test of Adult Basic Education the TABE for AvTech. We do have a lot of test prep websites listed here, but they are also available on College Board and ACT.
If students are able to visit a school, we recommend it. We say contact them ahead of time, bring your transcript and test scores, have your questions ready, and we have some of those questions available in our post-secondary advising guide, which is also available in Counselor's Corner. You can visit the important places you want to see. Again, it's something about stepping feet, getting your feet on the ground of the college, and seeing if you like the town or not. If you can't do a visit, though, you can also do Skype or FaceTime. There's also other options that you can do, such as campustours.com. There's eCampus tours where they can take a drone around and kind of show you what the campus looks like. This is UVisit. You can do a virtual reality. So there are a lot of options if you can't get on the ground at the colleges.
If you're considering college athletics, please be aware that these organizations require for you to register with them and pay a fee, a one-time fee, and you need to send your test scores and your transcript to those organizations so that prospective coaches can make sure that you're meeting the academic requirements. NCAA does have a really nice checklist on there so that you can keep track to make sure that you have everything that you need for college athletics.
So we wanted to show you that we do go into the classroom starting actually in 7th grade. We do grade-specific career literacy lessons, and Access is a great resource. Students have access to it, and everyone after they're in high school. And these slides, we do interest profiler. As freshmen, we do occupation search. We do a school search as junior year. We do a reality check with sophomores. We do comparing schools the junior year. We do a resume with juniors. And then we do a financial aid sort with seniors. And then they also update their PLCP, which uploads nightly to PowerSchool. And this is an example of what it looks like when it's been saved in PowerSchool.
Also with seniors, we are doing the scholarship portfolio template, also known as the academic resume. And that has been sent in the school Gmail to all seniors. It's also available on Counselor's Corner. We recommend downloading that to keep track of all of your involvements throughout your high school career. We also send out scholarship notifications in the Gmail, but you can also look on KPBSD's website and click the little number 1 up in the corner and go to One Stop to look at all of the different scholarships that are available. And like Ms. Murphy said, we use Access, the Alaska Career Information System, to do a scholarship search with our seniors, and we have them save that in their portfolio so that when the time comes later on this month and in December, they can apply. You have to apply to as many as you can.
So we want to talk about WUI. This is a great scholarship program, and this offers reduced non-resident tuition to residents in the West, and who are studying out of state at over 160 public institutions. This includes 4-year and 2-year, and the states that are involved in this are listed on the screen. And when we look at the next slide, we'll talk a little bit about how much is WUI tuition, just to kind of put it into the numbers perspective. I know it's nice to look at numbers so you can see what it costs the resident in-state versus the WUI. So if you're coming in out of state, you're going to pay resident tuition and a half, versus look at the non-resident who's paying $32,000. So the tuition savings is considerable. So how do you qualify? You have to be a resident of a WUI state. WICHE is just the Western Interstate Commission on Higher Ed. That's the program that runs WUI. And we are, because you're in Alaska, you apply to an institution that's part of those states, and then you have to meet the institution's WUI requirements. So when you apply, there's typically not a general WUI application. You apply directly to the institution, but we like to tell students and parents, I would double check and call the institution and make sure they don't have a separate application. Don't just assume that if you've applied, you're going to get WUI. Also know that WUI often has early deadlines, and it's usually first come, first served programs. And so, again, double check, is there a separate application required? Look, they usually have minimum GPA, SAT, and ACT scores, and sometimes there's restrictions on popular majors such as nursing or engineering.
Also keep track to make sure that you are APS qualified, the Alaska Performance Scholarship. There's a tab in PowerSchool where you can look and make sure that you're meeting all the criteria for that. And that is only for Alaskan schools, but that is a great scholarship if you're going to go to school in Alaska. And the way to qualify that is to fill out the FAFSA, the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. If you look on One Stop, you will see a database that is organized by date. You just click Scholarship Database, and the ones that have the soonest due date are listed towards the top, and that is a great way to search for scholarships to apply to. But there's also really great websites such as fastweb.com where you build a profile and it matches you with scholarships that fit your profile. Very similar service is CapEx, and these are all free search engines. Scholarships.com is another one where you can put in your profile and it'll match you to scholarships. So all these are listed on Counselor's Corner, but High Five Scholars, BrokeScholar.com, all these are great search engines. But again, we do use the AKCIS with students in class senior year to search for scholarships.
So these are some events to think about. So we just had our financial aid night earlier, but we do want to remind you to fill out your FAFSA. It opens October 1st. It's based on your 2018 taxes. We will have 2 FAFSA completion workshops. One will be on Wednesday, October 9th, and then the other one will be, I believe, on a Monday, which is November 18th, and they'll both be from 5:30 to 7 in the library. Bring your documents that you need, your tax information with you. There'll be an expert from KPC from the Financial Aid Office there to assist. There won't be a formal presentation. There'll be time for you to sit down and work on your FAFSA. Also, we recommend to contact the Financial Aid Office at the schools you're applying to.
2 last little topics. We wanted to talk about the college essay. We go into the classrooms and do this with the seniors, but the sooner you can start brainstorming topics using the prompts that we have posted in Counselor's Corner. Write some paragraphs, a couple of paragraphs, so that you have those. Talk about your career goals and what makes you different. But we do have quite a bit of information about the college essay in the Postsecondary Advising Guide on pages 27 to 30. And as a final topic, we wanted to let you know that when you do your academic resume, you can use that to as a brag sheet, so you can ask people for a letter of recommendation. And so you would hand that brag sheet or academic resume or scholarship portfolio, whatever you want to call it, and say, hey, would you write me a letter of recommendation? And the person has a little bit more to go on because they can see all of your involvements, your volunteer work, and all of your activities. Make sure to ask a variety of people. Ask teachers for sure, but also ask a community member, someone outside the school, maybe an employer, a coach, a principal, or your school counselor. Ask ahead of time, not at the last minute. Give them time to write that letter and give them a deadline for when you need it back. And make sure and go back and thank them after that.
So some events, we've already had the first 2, the post-secondary night and financial aid night, but again, don't forget our FAFSA completion workshops on Wednesday, October 9th, 5:30 to 7 in the library, and then again on Monday, November 18th, 5:30 to 7 in the library, and also the 7th annual College and Career Fair is going to be at Kenai Central High School. We are taking a bus over, and it's on October 15th. Our time slot is from 10 to 11 for SoHi. It is open to the community from 9 to 1, so if students have home release during that time or want to go with their parents, they certainly can go on their own. There will be over 40 colleges. There'll be recruiters there. There will be trade schools. It's a great opportunity to meet and get questions answered.
Finally, thank you for listening to this very abbreviated version of our post-secondary planning night presentation. We wanted to invite you to reach out to us and contact us if you have any questions. And if we don't know the answer, we will certainly direct you in the right direction to the person who can answer your questions. Thank you and have a great evening.